Joining us now is New Orleans civil engineer H.J. Bosworth. He went down to the scene today to look at that wreckage, and he joins us in studio to give us his perspective on this and some other things. Thank you so much, first of all, for coming in.
Thank you for calling.
So let's start. What was your impression? You're a civil engineer. You're standing there. You're watching this. Your thoughts?
What a mess. Absolutely. You know, they build these buildings. You start with the foundation. You build the parking garage. Above the parking garage are places that just people should be. You know. The upper floors are lighter, they're thinner, they're, like I said, only designed to hold people. Apparently there was some issue at the very top. They were doing some, the building was complete somewhat. They were working on upper elements, the things that they put on the roof, the air conditioner machines and all that sort of thing. And apparently something went horribly, horribly wrong. And then as soon as the first floor, the highest floor would collapse, it comes down with such force that it would take the other floors with it. They design these floors to hold up people, not a floor falling on them. You know, anything that's that heavy that has the momentum of falling 10 or so feet can crush most anything underneath it. And as soon as you have two of them come down, basically it took that portion of the building down all the way to the top of the parking garage.
How horrifying, too, for those workers that were in there. Let's talk about from a civil engineer point of view. I mean, what are some of the possible causes that could be behind what we saw today?
It's important when these buildings are designed to make them as light as possible, to have less of a burden, less of a cost burden on the foundation. So, the upper floors, they're thin, they're focused around the view, they're focused around maximizing rental space. You've got a hotel. Everybody in the hotel wants to have a view of the city. That's why they put the hotel on top of the parking garage. And it just, I don't know what to say.
So when you were looking at it, was there anything that struck out, that really struck you?
Yeah, well, certainly we're looking up at an 18-story building, and it's kind of hard to determine how thin that top slab really was. It looked thin. Also, looking at the columns, certainly I'm hundreds of feet away. They looked small as well. The core of the building is probably well intact. The way they build these, you've got, the parking garage on the bottom. You've got several core walls that come up. They've got the elevators and the restrooms and the mechanical equipment. Those things hold the building, restrain them just in case a strong wind hits them. That's what keeps the building from swaying side to side. And then from there, the thin slabs spread out that are later covered with, the building envelope, right, if you will.
So what do engineers focus on right now to try to get an idea of what went wrong?
Well, you start at the top and you figure out what, you interview everybody who was there. You interview the crane operators. The crane operators probably saw the whole thing happen. Must have been a very, very hairy thing for them to see, where, you pick up something, you put it down, and suddenly there it goes.
Wow.
So yeah, you interview all those guys, and someone's going to come up with, hey, we saw a cracking here, or we saw a cracking there, or we noticed this didn't look right, but we were still working over here, and we're still working over here. The portion of the building that's towards the river is still very well intact. It's just the portion of the building that's towards the Sanger is destroyed.
Yeah, not good, especially after all of the work that was done to restore the Sanger. Okay, so what can we expect? Can this be salvaged, and what can we expect in the next 24 to 48 hours at that scene?
Well, the investigations always take a while, so you won't know exactly what happened for months. Is it
salvageable?
Sure, because you've got the parking garage, you've got the foundation, you've got everything that's still intact, still repairable. Were the floors designed properly? The investigation will tell. Should they have been stronger? The investigation will tell. But by and large, what you've got there is a good solid foundation, a good solid parking garage, and a building that's largely intact. I say largely, mostly intact, and can be finished. Depending on the outcome of the investigation and depending on what the heck went wrong there.
It really is incredible. It's simply like something that you would see out of a Hollywood movie. So we just pray for the two folks that are still missing, that they're able to find them and get some answers as to what caused this.
Right. It'll take a while, but yeah, I hope they find those folks okay.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Much appreciated.